So in 2018, Camila released her debut album, Camila, that had the hit songs Havana and Never Be the Same. However, before this album was released, Camila did have another vision for this album, which had another name, titled The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving. But before I go more into that, let's go ahead and go back to the beginning. After it was officially said that Camila was gonna part ways with Fifth Harmony on December 2016. So at this point, Camila had already done 2 collaborations as a soloist. I Know What You Did Last Summer with Shawn Mendes back in 2015. And then there was a recent one with Machine Gun Kelly titled Bad Things that was released on October 2016. So it turns out, according to Billboard, Camila had already been working with Fifth Harmony's record label, Epic Records, for much of 2016, preparing for her debut album, going into writing sessions with like Diplo, Benny Blanco, and other songwriters/producers. And it was also further mentioned that, well, by a source, Camila's first single could be out soon, around March or possibly April, with an album being released in the summer. So when going into 2017, fans, music fans, and critics was waiting to see what Camila was about to do now that she was going to be a soloist full time. And no time was wasted. Once 2017 started, Camila had begun sharing that she was in the studio and even tweeted a photo with some lyrics to a new song that read, "Just as I was about to shut the door, I had to look again. Something was different about the girl staring back at me in the mirror. Oh yes, I realized the light had creeped its way back into her eyes. 2 words slipped from her mouth, welcome home." So meanwhile, as Camila was working on her album, Camila was also promoting and doing performances with Machine Gun Kelly for their song Bad Things, that not only was a very successful song, reaching number 1 on top 40 radio, the song also peaked at number 4 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. On February 6, Steve Aoki posted a photo with Camila on Instagram with the caption Bad Things, which some were suspecting that this could be a tease to a collaboration. Then a few days later, Camila did attend the 2017 Grammy Awards on February 12th, and this was her first solo appearance at an event, at a big event since leaving Fifth Harmony. Then the next day on the 13th, the new 17 magazine for March/April 2017 that was set to release on the 21st, it was revealed and it did show Camila on the front cover. And in the magazine, she did talk about Fifth Harmony, saying that she'll continue to wish them all the best as they continue their journey in the group, and that she looked forward to hearing their new music with them in the group and also their solo work. And she also talked about her music a little bit, saying that Fifth Harmony wasn't the full expression of her being her as an individual, and that fans are going to get to know her more from her music that she is currently writing. Overall, her goal was just to be brave and open up in the music. On February 16, a new collaboration titled Love Incredible, a song that Camila did take part in with Cashmere Cat for his upcoming debut album, was officially released. Then on the 17th, there were pictures that surfaced online showing that Camila did film a music video in Miami, and she was with J Balvin and Pitbull. It was for a brand new song that they did together. And before the month did end, besides it being reported that Camila and Machine Gun Kelly were gonna perform at the 2017 Kids' Choice Awards, set to air on March 11th, Camila did share an update on the new music on the 25th. So shortly after that this was posted, fans did go back to a tweet Camila posted the day before on the 24th, discovering that it was lyrics to a song that said, "I have questions for you." So now it was March, and on the 2nd, moments before it was going to be the 3rd, which was Camila's 20th birthday, she did post photos celebrating her birthday in the studio, which fans did quickly notice that Pharrell Williams was in the studio with her, confirming that she was working with him on the album. And that wasn't even the only thing that was revealed in March, because on March 8th, days later, in a new interview that Pitbull did, he talked about a collaboration that was coming out very soon, titled Hey Ma that featured Camila and J Balvin for the Fast and the Furious soundtrack. But it also came out that Camila did replace Britney Spears on the song, which Pitbull in this interview did explain what happened.
I mean, at first it was me and Romeo Santos. Britney Spears ended up on the record. Fast and Furious ends up loving the record. And they brought on board J Balvin and Camila Cabello. It's been an interesting journey. Sort of hit her back. She's just a great sport. So she understands. She's been in the business for X amount of years. And she said, no, don't even worry about that. You know, we use it for either the remix or we just do another record together. This is where it's leading us. I said, wow. Salute. I appreciate it.
So the Spanish version of this song was released on March 10th, followed by the music video. And there was an English version which was set to release the same day as the movie and soundtrack in April. So going back into March, there were 2 new issues of a magazine where Camila was featured in, one of them being Latina Magazine, and then the other one was Fall Magazine. So in the Fall Magazine one, she was asked how it was being a solo artist after leaving the group, which she responded saying, I think the scariest part about it is leaving a successful project to pursue a new dream with a new path full of questions of self-discovery that only you can answer. But even when I feel so grateful for the opportunity to be a part of my formal group, expressing myself as an artist became a necessity. When talking about the time that it's taking for her to prepare for her solo career between 5 years of non-stop work with Fifth Harmony, she further did say, I was always writing, not necessarily for myself, but just because I really wanted to be a songwriter. I think as I was writing, I found my own voice as an artist and as a person, and I'm discovering more about it every day. She also mentioned about the pressures that young women do face in the industry when being forced to act a certain way, saying that it was very important to make your own decisions and do what you felt right for yourself. And when asked about the release of the new music, Camila did say that she hoped that a few songs would come out before the summer, and then the album would come out in the fall. She also did describe the music that she was working on, saying that it was going to be about who she is, inspired by her experiences, fantasies, and just everything in between. Towards the end of March, when Billboard did talk to Diplo, who is a part of Major Lazers, he did reveal making about 20 songs with Camila, and that she had been working with a ton of other producers for her album. And something else did happen this month, because a radio station, they did leak, or at least that's what it was reported, that they leaked a name to a song of Camila's. So basically how this started, on March 24th, Camila did tweet saying that the initials to a song of hers was AGRTG. And later on, Capital FM released a list of upcoming music, and it did include a song by Camila, you know, the song that I just mentioned that leaked. Well, it said that a song that was coming out soon was titled A Good Reason to Go, which it does fit the initials, and fans, you know, responded to Camila in a tweet asking if this was the name of her debut single, but she never responded to this. Now, going into the next month on April 4th, singer-songwriter, producer, and frontman of One Republic, Ryan Tedder, he did post a tweet with the caption, Studio Moments of Musical Genius with Camila Cabello. And the tweet also included a video of him and Camila in the studio.
Did you guys get that last line of the chorus yet?
The next day on April 5th, Camila and her mother had spoken with Glamour magazine, and it was released, where they open up about their story, leaving Cuba and coming to America. And even Camila mentioned being in the process of writing a song about her and her family's journey. Right now I'm in the process of writing about our whole journey. I want to make a love song for immigrants. That word immigrant has such a negative connotation. I can just imagine all the little girls who have dreams of coming here and feel unwanted. It inspires me in my music to do my best to give them the light that I have. I want to be what people think of when they think of America, a person who, no matter what her first language was or what her religion is, can see her dreams come to life if she works hard enough. On April 27, Ryan Tedder did speak about Camila in a new interview he did with Newsweek, praising her songwriting talent and even spoke about enjoying 3 of the songs that she played for him, as well as revealing that they did 2 tracks together. So 2 days later after that interview was released, Camila did attend the 2017 Radio Disney Music Awards, where she and Machine Gun Kelly did win for Best Collaboration for their song Bad Things. The next month on May 7th, Camila did perform Hey Ma with J Balvin and Pitbull at the 2017 MTV Movie and TV Awards. Then later on May 13, Camila did tweet to fans, ready, alerting them that something would be coming out very soon, which it did lead to the news the next day on the 14th, when Camila did announce the news and information about her new song, I Have Questions, her debut album and more. She shared the name of her album, which would be The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving, and it was going to be a story about her journey from the darkness into light, from a time when she was lost to a time when she did find herself again. She talked about the song I Have Questions as she started writing it in a hotel bathroom a little over a year ago. She further talked about being completely broken, feeling uncomfortable being able to talk about it, and in 6 months during this, she just couldn't write another song because it meant she would have to feel everything, which she just wasn't ready to feel that yet. Eventually, she did start writing again, and she would just write a sad song every day until she just got it out of her system. And when she did get to that place, she did find herself writing more positive music, healing, and just finding happiness. There was also a release date on the post that said for May 19, which many took it as I Have Questions would be her debut single. The following day, Camila did continue to tease what was to come in the future, but this time she posted 3 clips on Twitter that had a dark vibe to them, where in one of them we do see Camila in a bathtub, the other we see her dancing in a dark room, and on the other one we see her towards the ground. And while fans did suspect that this was going to be the music video for I Have Questions, it turns out that the song Crying in the Club was going to be her debut single, which later Camila did post a single artwork. And on May 17th, a trailer was released for the video that did show Camila in a vulnerable state. And also another thing to know about the song is that it was co-written by Sia. So now talking about the video, it was directed by Emil Nava, who also directed Rihanna and Calvin Harris music video for This Is What You Came For, Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran, One Kiss by Calvin Harris and Dua Lipa, as well as other music videos for other artists. So the video starts out raw in black and white with a small part of the song I Have Questions that later does lead to Crying in the Club. It starts to show a little more color, which according to Camila, when talking about the music video with Complex, she did say that it was a summary of her journey over the past couple of years, from going to the darkness to light, from lost to found. So the same day that her debut single Crying in the Club was released on May 19, Camila did speak to Teen Vogue, opening up about being Latina and the representation and how her heritage has inspired the new music, which she did say, "My heritage and my culture are such a big part of who I am. I've just been trying to incorporate it into my music. I'm actually in the process of finishing a song that is about my story and how my family came here." A lot of people didn't even know that I was Latina before I started talking so openly about it. And there was also another part in the interview where she talked about connecting with her Latin fans and just feeling responsible, standing up for their rights. Being vocal about it is important. I think a lot of the times people just kind of choose to ignore things because they're not directly affected, which is a privilege for a lot of people. They're like, oh, it will be fine. A lot of my fans are Latin, so I definitely treat it like a special responsibility to them to speak up for them. I honestly had never planned to be so active politically, but the Trump administration hit so close to home. I saw so much hatred when it came to talking about immigrants. I was like, I need to speak up because this is bigger than me. So now we get to May 21st on Sunday. The pop ballad I Have Questions was officially released, And it was also the same day that Camila performed Crying in the Club and a snippet of I Have Questions for her first time at the 2017 Billboard Music Awards. And this was a dream come true for her, which the following day on Twitter, she did thank everybody who helped her make this performance happen. So Crying in the Club did end up peaking at number 47 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. The thing is, when this song did come out, it was pointed out that it sounded a lot like Cheap Thrills. And I mean, it makes sense because Sia did co-write the song. And not only that, this was the year that Ed Sheeran released his song Shape of You. It was pointed out that it sounded just like Cheap Thrills. I do remember thinking, oh yeah, that tan-tan, it did remind me of Cheap Thrills. Shape of You, it sounded much brighter. So to me, that song was like daylight, twilight, where Cheap Thrill sounded like nighttime. Yeah, like nighttime, midnight. And then we get to Crying in the Club, which is after midnight, because when you hear dun dun like on Crying in the Club, it sounds a lot more darker than even Cheap Thrills. At least personally, that's how it sounded to me. People do go to the club past midnight, so to me it made sense why it had like this more darker feeling to it. I don't know, does that make any sense? At least that's how I would see it when I would hear these songs. Overall, I did like the song and I did hear it a lot. I think my main point of this whole little discussion I had is this is what I was thinking of at the time when I first heard that song, and when I was hearing like Cheap Thrills and Shape of You, and I guess I was just putting them into like a category of like day, night, and past midnight or something like that. So on May 22nd, Camila did sit down with Zane Lowe for an interview, and she did drop some interesting details about her upcoming music, such as working with Ed Sheeran on a song called The Boy, that she did rewrite the lyrics and even added more to the song. And when asked to describe it, she did say that fun James Brown type of funky style vibe to it, unlike her other songs that were a lot more heavier and emotional. This one was sassy and lighthearted. She also talked about collaborating with Charlie XCX here, and that one of the songs that they worked on together, Scar Tissue, was gonna be on the album. And she talked about working with Pharrell Williams on 2 songs, which one of the songs she did talk about was Havana. When asked about the process of the album, Camila said that she was just moving things around and just wasn't ready to let go of the album yet. However, she did feel that she did write the hurting and the healing part of the album. She was just missing the loving part of the album. And when talking about this, she just said that, oh, I need to get in a relationship so I can get inspired to write a more happier type of love song.
You announced you were looking for a boyfriend to finish the loving part. Where's this going?
I know, but it's the loving. It's going to be a happy song.
Right, okay, good.
You should be happy about that.
Now, as for the release of the album, Camila did respond saying that probably in September. Of course, it wasn't certain, but this was just her thinking that, well, yeah, I think it would be September. And then she did tease that there was going to be a rapper in a song that she was on that would be coming out very soon. So now we get to the last day of the month, and it was announced that Camila would be the face of Guess Fall 2017. And this was a campaign that she was very excited to be a part of, according to the press release. We get to the next month on June 1st. After knowing that this was going to come out for quite some time now, the Major Lasers collaboration that they did with Travis Scott, Camila Cabello, and Quavo was finally officially released. And this wasn't the only collaboration that seemed to be in the works, because after around 1 week on June 10th, DJ producer Jonas Blue did confirm to Daily Star Online that he had worked with Camila last week on something, which when asked if this was intended for her album, he did say no, that it was just going to be a song he was going to release on his own. There was no telling if it was going to come out, like when it was going to come out or anything. But as far as we know, there was something that could possibly be coming out soon that involved Camila. On June 13, Camila did do an interview with Capital FM where she did share more about the song she did do with Ed Sheeran, The Boy. When she told him that she was working on her album, he was gonna send her a song, and it actually had a different name, which was Care About Me. And of course, as we know, that she did change a lot of the lyrics to fit more with her, which did become The Boy. So for the remainder of June, Camila did continue to do promo, attended the 2017 iHeart Much Music Video Awards, where she did perform I Have Questions, a snippet of that, as well as Crying in the Club. Then on June 26th, Camila did announce that she would be joining Bruno Mars this summer, opening his tour, and in 2 other tweets, she did add that she was very excited. She looked up to him as a vocalist, musician, entertainer, and she was just looking forward to being on tour with him. The next month on July 6th, while talking with fans on Twitter about the album, she was asked to describe the album with a color, which she responded saying, "I think it's in the reds, blues, purples, pinks, like that zone." And later that day, she also posted a photo of herself in the studio. And days after, Major Laser's music video for No No Better was released on July 19. It seemed that Camila was teasing a new song, because not only did she post a photo on Twitter, photo of a rose on fire, but she left a caption that read, "In the dark." So days later after that, on July 21st, while opening up for Bruno Mars, she did premiere a new song titled Inside Out, which it was suspected that it was going to be on her debut album. So before the month did end, besides Camila being named by Radio Disney the next big thing, on the 31st, Camila did announce 2 new singles with a photo on Instagram for a summer double feature release, which one of them was Havana and the other one was OMG. Then shortly after, she did post another photo that was of a theater, and it did reveal who was going to be featured on the song. Young Thug was going to be featured on Havana, and Quavo was going to be featured on OMG. And there was also a poster that you can see in the photo that did show Inside Out, that it will be coming out very soon. And after teasing the songs in the first 2 days of August, on August 3rd, the day that both songs were released, Camila did share her reason for releasing 2 songs in a tweet that read, "I wanted to put 2 summer songs out off my album in honor of me going on the 24 Karat Magic World Tour this summer. Hope you love them." Shortly after that, she did tweet to fans thank you for all their support, which also included a animated photo where we do see a butterfly appear. So the difference between the 2 songs is Havana's artwork had Camila in a red background, and sonically the song was Latin pop, and it was about a fantasy of Camila falling in love with a bad boy from Havana, while OMG, co-written with Charlie XCX, the artwork we see Camila in a yellow background, and it was written as a girl squad anthem. The next day, both of the songs did reach top 10 on iTunes. Havana hit number 9 and OMG was on number 10. So at this point, the album was going to come out very soon in 1 month. And on August 8th, Wonderland magazine published a new interview that they did do with Camila, where she did talk about the new songs, working with Charlie XCX and more. When asked about the recording process, when recording as a group versus solo, she did say it was totally different because in a group, it was much faster, recorded stuff for 2 weeks, sometimes even doing 5 songs in a day. But due to her being a solo artist and just having the chance to write and be more involved in every part of the song process, it did take longer. Later in the month, Camila did speak with Flaunt magazine, where she did talk about X Factor, being in the studio with Pharrell, and when speaking about how Latin music has influenced her, Camila did mention a new song, I'll Never Be the Same, and it was about a boy that she was with for about 2 or 3 months, which it was suspected that this song may be about Austin Mahone, who she did date back in 2014. Now, when going back to the songs OMG and Havana, well, it turns out when releasing both songs with the popularity that Havana was getting, on August 30th, in a tweet, Camila did announce that Havana will be the next single. When talking about Havana with Z100, she shared that the song had started out with just the title in her phone, ended up being the hardest song to write, because while they did already write the chorus since January, it was the verse that took a while to get right, which it went through about 5 different rewrites. It definitely was worth it because not only did this song gradually get more successful into September such as it becoming Camila's first solo UK top 10 hit, which fast forward, the song did hit number 1 in the UK in November, and then on September 20th, the song did hit 100 million streams on Spotify, and it just continued to still get bigger after that. Now, the music video was released on October 2017, directed by Dave Meyers, who also directed Firework by Katy Perry, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, No Tears Left to Cry by Ariana Grande, as well as other music videos for other artists. So when the video did start, we did see Camila star in a telenovela episode where she finds her love in bed with her best friend and the maid, which plot twist, it turns out that wasn't her love, that was actually his twin brother. You know, her love was hiding in the closet for whatever reason that meant, I'm not really sure. Just when it gets to the part where he's about to propose and all that, we see Camila in real life as she's watching this episode. Her grandma, who is played by Luan James, shuts it off, and shortly after, her and her sister is played by Lily Pons, they're called into the kitchen to have a discussion where her grandma tells Camila she should go out more and just live life. Like, it's cool that she wants to watch novelas and everything, but you know, it's very important for her to go out and live life and have experiences. Later on, she just decides, you know what, I'm gonna go to the movie. So she goes to see a movie titled Havana. Camila does star in as well. We see her with this guy who is played by Noah Centineo, and she does love him and everything, but she decides to tell him, I love myself more. And Camila, real life Camila, doesn't like that. So then Havana Camila tells her, why don't you go out and write your own story then? So I guess after the movie finishes, when she leaves the theater, she unexpectedly meets this guy who is Noah. I guess you can say this love connection between them starts out. The main message behind this video is life is gonna go by fast and it's important to go out and live life. At least that's how I saw it. Now, fast forward with the success of Havana, on November 24, 2021, the video did reach 1 billion views, but while Havana was gaining a lot of attention at the time, the plans to release Camila's debut album on September, those plans ended up just getting cancelled. However, while that didn't happen, when going into November and October, Camila did reassure to fans as she was doing promo that the album was almost completed. And after months of waiting patiently, on November 21st, Camila tweeted that the album was finally completed. Then 14 days later, on Instagram on December 5th, she did announce the news to fans, revealing the album cover, release date, and the album did get a new name. Instead of The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving, it was changed to Camila. And in the message that she did type, it did read, "Thank you for being so patient with me this year. I can't wait for you to hear what has been the soundtrack to the past year of my life. All these songs have special memories behind them, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels emotional letting them go. Feels like the end of a chapter. I decided to call it by my name because this is where this chapter in my life ended. It started with somebody else's story. It ended with me finding my way back to myself. My album is gonna be available for pre-order this Thursday, and I'm putting out 2 instant grad tracks with it. One is called Never Be the Same, and one is called Real Friends. It's in your hands, January 12th. That same day, when she did announce the news that the album was going to have a change in direction, at least when it came to the name, she did do an interview with Genius where she did explain why she dropped the original title, saying it was because with having to explain the meaning behind the title of the album as she was promoting it, it would bring back the pain that she was trying to move forward from. And while the album was supposed to be about her, it just felt that she was giving power to this past friendship who she did write the song I Have Questions About, as well as other songs about that situation. So in order for her to just completely move forward from this, it felt right for her to just change the album to Camila. So with the album having a change in name and meaning, OMG, Crying in the Club, and I Have Questions were dropped from the album, and Havana became the lead to Camila, with the follow-up singles being Never Be the Same, which was the second, and it did peak at number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. And then we get to the third and final single, which was Consequences, which peaked at number 51 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. And the album was a success. It did debut at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 charts, which happened to be the same day that Camila's single, Havana, did peak at number 1. And while Crying in the Club, I Have Questions were dropped in the Japan edition of the album. I Have Questions was released on that version. And in the Target edition of that album, a remix version of Havana featuring Daddy Yankee was released on that edition of the album. So besides I Have Questions, Scar Tissue, Crying in the Club, The Boy, and OMG that did get dropped from the album, I wanted to see if I could find any other songs that were scrapped from this album. And I did find these other scrapped songs on Camila Cabello wiki. So the songs that were scrapped according to this list was Be Right Here, a song that Camila had co-written for her debut, but it was later given and released by Keynes and Stargate featuring Golden. Then there's Cleopatra, Closer Than This, Curious, Died, God Is a Woman featuring Rita Ora.
I wrote verses to it, but it just didn't end up, I don't know, it didn't end up sounding right for me. And so then she and everybody wrote to her version and it sounded amazing.
Right.
Then we got It's Only Natural, Just Like You, Knows Me, Sangria Wine featuring Camila Cabello, which this is the other song that Camila did work with Pharrell. And it did get officially released, and I'm guessing since it is on this list, it could have possibly been on her album. U-Shaped Space, Unforgettable, Witness, and remember the leaked song title, A Good Reason to Go? Well, that song got reworked to Something's Gotta Give, which is a very personal song to Camila, and it's something that she did reveal to fans on Twitter after 1 year of her album's release. And also, before the album did get changed to Camila, in another interview, Camila did feel that this song could have been the last song on The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving. And in 2018, she did talk about the reason why Scar Tissue didn't make it on the album on a YouTube Live.
You know, Charlie, XCX, which we had this really great song called Scar Tissue, but I want to save it and keep working on it because I love it, but it wasn't quite ready for the album.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I had wondered about this because I do remember briefly that she did announce that The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving was gonna come out. When I heard I Have Questions, which I love that song, I think it's still one of my top 3 favorite Camila songs of all time. It's just so perfect. The writing, the instrumental, the production, her vocals, to this day, I think it's just an incredible song and I still hear it. You know, Crying in the Club, I did love it. I know, again, it sounds like Cheap Thrills. It sounds like Shape of You, those conversations that were happening at the time. So I was really interested what was going to come out from this. And I guess how I see it, it's not necessary that she scrapped that whole album or that whole vision. The album, because Inside Out, she already had talked about that when Havana and OMG was gonna come out. The album was still going by The Hurting, The Loving, The Hurting, The Healing, The Loving, right? The album just evolved and took a different direction, and it more or less pretty much stayed the same, because even Never Be the Same was also still on that album. So think about it, I know for me personally, when I just want to move past it, I don't want to talk about it anymore because it does bring back those memories. You're making something that is connected to it and you have to bring it up a lot. It does feel in a way that you're just giving that energy more to that when it shouldn't be that way, right? And it's not always the case. Of course, everybody's different, but I can understand where she was coming from when explaining that. Another thing I did wanted to talk about is that there's this interview that Camila did on January 2018 with Zane Lowe, where Camila did share that she had to choose from about 30 songs for the album. Consequences almost didn't make the album. Into It was also another song that almost didn't make the album because she wasn't sure about that one. And overall, when making music, her goal was just to make music that sounded like her. Because when she would go into these rooms with producers and writers, they had this idea of let's make the next big hit or let's make a hit. But to her, she just really wanted to make music that sounded like her. Which, when speaking on this topic, a year later after this interview in 2019, Camila did say in an interview with Telegraph that she regretted putting out Crying in the Club as her first single because she didn't write it, it didn't feel like her. And while she did have the chorus to Havana already, she just decided to go with this song because it's what the industry people were telling her to put out, you know, saying that it was gonna work out and it was gonna be this big hit or whatever, which turns out no one has a clue of what can happen in the future. And when you do hear the album, it's very cohesive. It sounds perfect, each song. And I can't imagine any other songs being on there. I feel that the song, the track list, and just everything that came together when putting the final album out, it just worked well. So I can see why she decided to just drop those off the album. I love the songs. I think my favorites was Never Be the Same, In the Dark, and I think it was Inside Out or Consequences. It was one of those two, but those were my top 3 favorite songs, or top 4 favorites, since I'm mentioning that, because I did really like Consequences. Scar Tissue is the one that I really would, well, I hope she does decide to release those one day. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you hope that Camila will decide to release some of these unreleased songs? And if so, which ones? And also, what are your top 3 favorites of Camila's debut album? You can share it down below in the comments. If you are interested, I did do a video why Lucy Hale decided not to do music anymore, which you can watch right here. And I also did a video about hit songs that never got a music video. You can watch here as well. If you did like the video, I would really appreciate it if you did leave a like, and also subscribe while you're at it if you're new here, because why not? There's a lot of other pop music and other content to look forward to. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.